And in this video, what I want to go over is the top 10 most addictive things that occur within the thinking of the brain. Okay? To where you have an actual problem trying to defeat this addiction. Number one is going to come in as drugs. Okay? And what you want to know about drugs is do not touch. Once you begin to have it, it could be a lifetime. Okay? Gambling. What do you want to know about number two? Gambling. Gambling is not going to be more addictive than drugs because drugs can destroy your life and control you in ways you would never think. Okay? It even gets you to prostitute. Drugs will. It'll get you to sell everything you own for that drug. And it'll control you. It's a parasite. Okay? So do not touch. Number two comes in as gambling. You can gamble your whole entire life away, your savings. If you want to know something about gambling, your life savings gone. You shaved all this money up only to gamble it when you were in your elderly age. Okay? So gambling is number two. Why? Because it acts as if it's a drug. It's the feeling of money, but winning it in large quantities. Okay? So that's a dopamine hit that is like almost like a rush from the needle, from injecting something from a needle. Okay? It's almost that type of rush. That type of feeling. And that's why it's so dangerous. I would say for children, the top 10 addictive thinking, the next one will come in for children. Okay? Very highly addictive, even as a drug. Video games. Okay? I would say it's probably the third most addictive thing to the thinking that's out there. And it's because it takes you away from reality. Okay? It takes you away from reality. And allows you to play in a false reality. That's why everybody became so fake. Everybody's in a false reality all the time. They're in a computer, they're in some type of phone, and they're accessing all these apps. All these apps are fake identities. Okay? Fake identity. They're AI identities. So you're identifying as some AI now, and when you implement yourself back into the world, you implement yourself back as this AI character that you transformed yourself into. And this is how we started popping up all these crazy characters. Characters don't even know who their identity is anymore because they're being told what their identity is. And they're listening to it. Like bamboozles. They've been bamboozled. So number three was video games, and it takes away reality. Okay, so it puts you in this false reality. It's the top 10 most addictive thinkings. This will destroy your thinking as well. Video games, it'll take your connection to your loved ones, to your wife, your girlfriend. It'll cut that one in half. You'll be fantasizing about these other fake characters that you keep. They're not fake characters, but they're not the characters you'll ever meet. Okay? It's rare that anybody ever steps into that type of reality. where you want to meet somebody to play video games with. Usually it's for short-term gratification, but that's to get the high off of it. Okay? That's why it's so addictive. Because it gives you a dopamine hit when you're winning, and it crashes you when you're losing. Okay? And it puts you in this anger, bitter, hateful, jealousy mindset when you're losing. Okay? Number 4 comes in as shopping. Okay? Shopping. That is going to be an extremely dangerous habit. Shopping. Okay? And what this looks like is everything you do is on a credit card. So shopping turns into a credit card because they offer you a credit card at every shopping location that you shop at. Okay? If you purchase this credit card, what you're going to get is an interest. The interest is what's going to get you behind on payments. Okay? You're not going to be able to keep the interest and the payment in the credit card at the same time. You're going to have to pick either one. You're going to have to refuse the item or accept the item and be in debt. Okay? If you want to be in debt for an item, then so be it. You know? It'll destroy your life. It'll destroy the economy. And the economy will be just crashing. It's going to crash and burn. Eventually, the economy will fall because the economy is in debt. As much as I'd hate to say it, our economy is in debt. That's what they live off of. Credit cards. Putting people in debt. So, as long as you're in debt, the economy will crash. It's going to eventually crash. There will be no Wall Street. Because the economy is crashing already as it is. No one can afford anything. No one can pay anything. And they're putting everybody on the streets. They're making us homeless. Why? Because they're putting these addictive chemical thinking patterns in front of us that we continue to chase after. Okay? 1 being drugs. Number 2 being gambling machines. 3 being video games. 4 being shopping. They want you addicted. They want you so addictive that the next one is chemicals. Chemical additives to foods. The next one, number 5, is chemical foods. Okay? Foods with chemicals in them. One being multidextrin or dextrose. Okay? If you ever see that, that's possible that it's been dipped in car coolant. Okay? If you ever see that name on your food packages, which you will. They also put like ice melt in, which is calcium chloride pellets inside of your food. And they put color dyes, which are artificial color dyes that aren't even real, that you do tie-dye shirts with and stuff like that. You tie-dye your shirts. Yeah, you're eating that as well. Wonder why your arteries in your veins get clogged. And it leads to a bad habit, okay? Which is health. It leads to a health crisis. Okay? And then you have obesity at the all-time high. The only place suffering from obesity is America. America doesn't take care of its people. It doesn't. It doesn't give an effing rat about you. That's why we have to destroy this place. Because if it doesn't care about you, and it wants you addicted to everything that you are as a character, you have no life. You have no chance or opportunity at life. They claim that you do, and all this from these guys in the hierarchy system. They're all liars. Don't listen to them. They don't know the game better than I do. They swear they do. Because they climbed a mountain. Well, so did I. I climbed it and found out what was really going on. And y'all still yet to announce that I was not the truth. So we're going to add in number 6. Okay? Number 6 comes in probably within the top 6. Could be even number 2. But we're going to put it as number 6. Why? Because it goes with the mark of the beast. So I'm going to land it in on number 6. So it like, you know, they like to say proton, electron, and neuron. Or whatever the other one is, 666. And my brother said that. That's what the number was. So we know the mark of the beast is something to do with the human body. Could be even genetic modifications. Pornography. Pornography. Okay? Highly addictive. Highly addictive and will ultimately change the way one's character thinks. Forever. Forever. You'll never envision another character the same. It is a mind-altering chemical. A mind-altering chemical, okay? It releases a mind-altering chemical that literally alters the brain forever. And it does never operate the same because it affects the voice. Okay? So it's highly addictive. Highly addictive. And since it's highly addictive, I'm just going to erase this real quick and then we're going to add in the piece that we were missing here. Is that it destroys the voice. So not only do you get an internal disruption within the mind, and it disrupts that voice, it destroys that voice within inside your mind, but it will ultimately destroy the external voice, and you will lose your voice to speak. So you will lose your voice to speak to ladies properly. Okay? Not that the ladies dress appropriately. They're the reasons why a lot of men watch the pornography, because men can't get with the certain ladies that they want to get with, and so they go watch them online. Okay? Still going after the voice. Okay? So let's run this back over. Number 1, drugs. Number 2, gambling. Number 3, video games. Number 4, shopping. Number 5, chemical foods. Number 6, pornography. I would say number 7 is working out. Working out. That's an addiction. Okay? Because why? Because it releases chemicals, okay? Fitness. And that's why they're always trying to sell you a fitness pass, okay? Now, it releases natural chemicals that you can get addicted to. Right? It releases natural chemicals. Now, unless you tamper with what is natural body. So you start buying those protein shakes, the weight gainers, the creatine. That's all fake. Okay? That's what makes this number 7. Okay? Because then you get addicted to the actual fitness supplements. Okay? Fitness supplements. So we're going to erase that and we're going to add that in there. So natural chemicals is no longer what you guys are doing anymore down here on the earth. So it's fitness supplication. Okay? Fitness supplication. And you're highly addicted to this stuff. It's just like the juice. You know what I'm saying? The juice. The juicer. Okay, so you're taking the juice, the supplications, and you're using this fitness as a way to release testosterone, hormones, into the air. You're looking like some giant bodybuilder, looking like a giant straight out of the Nephilim books. Okay? Want to be Hulk Hogan. The Rock, you know The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he was on the juice. Trust me. Triple H, on the juice. John Cena, on the juice. The Big Show, probably not on the juice. He's just naturally big. That's what's scary about him. Mark Henry, maybe on the juice, maybe not. We don't know. He was supposed to be part of the Strongest Man's contest. Most of them guys, I would say they're in the fitness supplications and they're on the juice. So these are highly addictive and it changes the way you think. Ultimately making every workout a supplication workout. Now, what I want to talk about in number 8 is going to be internet. The internet. Okay? Why did I put it as number 8? It could be up there, way up there. Because what it does is the word internet has 2 words in it. It's called the internal network system, right? Okay? Now what you understand is that when you split the net with the intern, which is the internal networking system, right? What does it do? It puts you in an internal net, okay? A trap. It's an internal trap to your internal voice, okay? If not used correctly. If not used correctly, it becomes a weapon against your internal voice and it will put you in a net. That's why they call it the internet. Because you're entering a net. Okay? And it's a networking system that is not designed from the good. I'm just going to tell you that now. It's designed as a weapon. So the internet's designed as a weapon. Everybody knows this. It just seems like you don't. I mean, everybody in the military knows that the internet's a weapon. Okay? Why? Because you got the dark web. As long as you got the dark web running, it's running all of these programming systems right here above on the dark web. Okay? What do you think is going to be number 9? So, you know, the internet, it also includes anything to do with apps, applications. Okay? This could be like Facebook. Anything to do with the internet. MySpace. Any of that stuff. All that old school stuff. Okay? And it goes after your internal voice. And it puts it in the net. Okay? It traps you. It's called a trapezoid. Okay? If you've never heard of it, the internet stands for internal networking. Okay? Algorithms. Okay? And it's looking to destroy your voice if you don't get the right algorithm coming in and being displayed to you in front of you. It will be considered a weapon. And it'll be like the Lethal Weapon. You ever watched it? You should watch it. Okay? Number 9 is coming in as sex. Sex is highly addictive. Highly addictive, okay? It's so addictive that people have changed their sexual identity and ask children to join them. How do you identify as a sexual character? It is sexual identity. My spelling's a little bit off on identity. Not entirely sure why I can't spell it right now, but I can. So, sex is number 9. And why would I put it as number 9? Because it's number 9 to the timeline math line. You know what I'm saying? I got to put it on number 9. That's going to be the reason why the sexual identity crisis came out. People were having sex, whether it was gay sex or normal sex, where two males either come together or a male and a female come together. It doesn't matter. If you decide to bring two males together, of course one of them is going to want to be like, well, let me be the female in the relationship. So then you got an identity crisis. Okay? Call the hotline. So we got a sexual identity crisis within the word sex. Okay? Because if two males play it out, one wants to be the female. If two females play it out, one wants to be the male. Okay? It doesn't matter. And then they call themselves transgender awokeness, disgustingness, sickness, pedophilia behavior at the highest. Okay? And we're going to say that, and what ties in with sex? Everything, man. Pedophilia behavior, molestation, every sick crime that you could possibly put into goes into the word sex. Okay? Because if it makes you want to go out of your way as a 25-year-old male to go have sex with a 16-year-old, you have lost your effing mind, and you should be ashamed that you've taken your character this low. Okay? You went as low as getting on your his knees. You might even want to have sex with your family. Some of you. It's one of the pornography themes. Okay? Having sex with your stepsister, your sister, your brother, your stepbrother, your mother, your father. Pornography. This is what it claims. It claims it's happening. It's claimed it's been watching you. And this is what's occurring in your homes. So they advertise it to you publicly. Okay? Not only that, but they're into that in the hierarchy system. The hierarchy system's into having sex with the stepbrother, the stepmother, the stepfather, the father, the stepbrother, the brother, and the sister. They're all into having sex like this in the hierarchy system. Yes, they are, because they wouldn't advertise it from the highest point unless they were doing it. Okay, and that's just the truth. To understand. Number 10. Last but not least. I would say communication. Communication. And it comes in as last because the last thing you want to think of that you could be addicted to. But communication is an addiction. Okay? It's probably close to the number one addictive thing. Because you got to always think within your mind and externally. Okay, so communication. Internal, external communication. Okay, it could be highly addictive to someone who cannot control themselves. Okay, out of jealousy, you may just spew things out of your mouth. Okay, shining like hot lava, literally gonna burn everybody in sight. It's gonna burn their ears. It's gonna hurt to hear. Okay. And then it'll be hard of hearing. So you have to be cautious and aware that your communication skills is not hurting somebody internally and externally. To the point that they could become addicted to any of these characters above. So anytime you bring up one of the top 1 to 9 through communication, you have just entered an addictive conversation. Okay, and this is why number 10 is so dangerous. Number 10 is extremely dangerous. Why? Because it reactivates the war they're already fighting, the battle. Okay? This is the spiritual warfare you're at. These fallen angels in this hierarchy system in the offsprings want you in the top 9. Okay? And then they get you in number 10. They get you conversating about it all the time. You can't defeat it. You can't stop it. And it just never ends. They say they're so smart. I don't believe anyone's truly smart down here. You don't own any knowledge. The day you do, the day you say you can be smart, you just have wisdom. And you were given to it by God. Not because you deserve the wisdom. Maybe you had better parents than somebody. You had a better start. Most people do these days. Most people are suffering from parents who are going to teach them how to do drugs. They're growing up in drug addicted families, gambling families, video game families, shopping families, where all they do is shop. Chemical foods. The families just eat chemical foods all day. Their parents and the kids are watching pornography. The fitness supplications, they're in the house. The internet. Everybody's on the internet browser. No one gives a F, so it's all used as a weapon in the house. And it causes a lot of arguments and fights. And then the sex and the sexual identity crisis that's going on. from the lack of care of all 9 above. Entering number 10. No one has communication internally anymore. The networking system of the internal communication system has been messed up because the internet destroyed it. Okay? And confused the identity characters into a crisis of the LGBTQ through the communication of the internal, leading to an external world of crisis. Okay? They've been lying because they're getting you addicted. Okay? They need you addicted. And chemical foods is sugars. Don't think that I can put sugars there or sodas. Sodas is in with the chemical foods. Okay? It could be hydration, but once again, these are the problems you got going on your planet. And they won't stop, so we must put a stop to them. We must end the party. We must stop them. Eventually, the game has to end. You can't play the addictive game forever on these characters. We can't be your test subject labs forever. We're your little rats that you keep poisoning. To keep us pushing this money in for you. Okay? Because this is what they need you addicted to. Why? Because they need that money. They need the money out of your pocket, in their pocket, so they can sit there on yachts and talk all the that they want about us. And when they talk this ish, they make it sound like they're not talking about us in the hierarchy. But they do it every day. They're trash, pieces of shit. And I'll step on your head telling you the truth. Fuck you.